we continue reviewing the third tile, the one that has to do with network hierarchy. And what I really enjoyed of this app is like I feel like I'm having like an expert sitting next to me telling me, do this, follow these steps in order to tune your QRadar, in this particular case on the network hierarchy. There are some videos in here that you may want to watch. And in fact, I got the impression that this is one of my videos, by the way. But so you understand the theory behind it, and then step by step the application guides you and say check your network hierarchy. So if we go here, we can see in my demo system that is telling me, Jose, you never had put any VPN. So how can rules and things that are related to VPN traffic or PCI compliance is going to work on your system? It won't, because you haven't done this. This you have updated them. At least you have done something with them, but really invite you to go into your network hierarchy and do a thorough job of, defining every one of your components. Your DMZ, for example, it's very important to detect internal traffic, things that are remote, local, etc. So, and the next step, once you have made the obvious review in here, QRadar has a small trick in here on this app. Actually, I've seen our friend Sterling Jones doing this. That I'm going to go back here in time, I'm going to go, let's say, a week or so, and apply it. And the thing is that if you have your network defined correctly, you should have 0 in here. You should have any remote to remote, because why should you care something happening on the outside? You care if something is happening in the inside. In fact, let me actually go and modify my network hierarchy and actually go here, and I'm going to take a couple of this, for example. I'm going to make some modifications in here, and I'm going to actually, let me even delete the entire group, okay, that local host with this address 127.0.0.1 and this one. So I'm going to delete this. So I'm not telling QRadar anything about it. I need to deploy changes. So this pretty soon is going to tell me you need to deploy the changes, which I'm going to do. This is going to take a couple of minutes. So I'm going to pause the video while I deploy those changes, and I'm going to be right back after those are deployed. So the changes were deployed. Let's actually go back to my tuning app, and I'm going to apply the same filter, and then I should have those. Well, let me check. Okay, well, I just learned something else. I need to, enter again the tuning app in order to force the reloading of the page. So those changes are applied. Good. And then we see, that because I don't have that IP and this IP, which were part of that group that I removed, that's why this actually is giving me clues that there's something I need to do. And the beautiful thing about this is that when you have something in here, you can just click here, add selected IP, and you can actually put them in here. So I'm going to put them back into the local host, and this was, and I can search, you see, was the server group. Here it is. And if there is a country that, say, you do business with Argentina, and you want to reflect that some IPs in there are actually part of your local network, you can actually do that. So if I submit this, then those changes are going to take place. And again, I'm not going to deploy the changes again, but you'll get the picture. Now, after you get this clear out, this is a clear indication that the sum of these, either the source or the destination, is local to you, and you clean your act by doing so. You deploy the changes, and when we will see here, we'll see that this thing is going to ask us to deploy changes again. When you go back into your tuning app, and as I told you before, I need to completely exit the tool and come back in order to make sure that the test gets reloaded. This is a very important part, and I really love this one. This is all the rules in QRadar that use the L to L, local to local, or local to remote, like in here, L to R or R to L, remote to local. These are all the rules that are in your system that you need to make sure that that you have your context right. So let's start with this one. This one is actually local outbound transfer, high rate of transfer. This is one that is actually in my demo system, and you can always edit the actual rule, and you have it here, describe all the test condition. Maybe you want to change this threshold, and you can go one by one, authentication, and this is actually the rules of authentication. And notice that you have this nice graphic in here now, but you can navigate this and make this bigger, and see the relationship, the dependencies of this rule with all its different host definition and building blocks, and you get all that very nice expressed in there. So let me make this smaller, and actually you can move all those panes as I think I showed before in the previous video. So again, going through every one of these rules, especially if they are firing and you consider them false positive, or maybe you are having some false negative, some stuff that QRadar could have alert you about, but you haven't, it cannot really figure out your network. You need to provide it some help. And again, as before, notice that you have the building blocks are related. If you have any response, like if you dispatch a new event, like in this particular case, you actually can see all those in here. So if you take the job of revising, let's say, a group of rules every week, you're going to get your system tuned very recently. Now we're done with this tile, and this the next thing is to go into the last 4 tile, and this is key. You've seen some videos probably in which the value of server discovery is shown in QRadar. I may actually go quickly here. This section in here. This is the QRadar knowing by the flows mainly that if something speak a particular protocol on a particular port, then that's a a DNS server. So for example, if I go here and say, QRadar, do I discover the server? These are the ones that I want you to figure out. And this is not doing any scanning. This is actually based on the traffic that QRadar has seen, and the port is going to say, yeah, Jose, you have some stuff that has been using DNS protocols, for example, Quad9, which has been already approved. You see they're approved. But the idea is that you will approve all these, and by doing so, they are going to go bang into the host definition at once, so you don't have to do it manually. And that's what comes on the next section.